Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Evitrinia Valinda Mintilepi. My student ID is 2020772747 and I am from Faculty of Accountancy. Okay, today I want to talk about challenge in managing company and my opinion about the relationships between managing company during MCO, COVID-19 pandemic situation. So before I go through, I want to talk about the introduction. In early March 2000, our country Malaysia was ordered to the Malaysian Movement Control Order or MCO due to the COVID-19 pandemic. All other schools, university, shops, companies and workplace, useless some are allowed, have to be closed to prevent infectious diseases from becoming infectious to humans. The Malaysian government has decided to implement the Malaysian Movement Control Order so that the disease chain can be decided. The COVID-19 pandemic that is wreaking havoc on the country and the world indirectly invites uncertainty and also threatens regional economic stability. Malaysia found the impact of COVID-19 and the MCO had a direct impact on in the domestic business ecosystem. However, there is saying that after the rain, there will be a rainbow. Okay, next is literature review. According to Sri Dr. Muhammad Uzir Mahidin, most of 66.7% of 4,095 companies and business firms say they face issue and challenge in doing business during the MCO. And the issue of payroll works dominate 76.6% of the challenge faced, followed by 65.5% due to the lack of customers. And according by Datuk Seri Dr. Muhammad Uzir Mahidin also, private limited companies say the main challenge is the absence of customers at 70.7%, can followed by the payments of workers' salaries is 62.5%, and 42.5% of respondents estimate that it will take more than 6 months for their company or business firm to recover as normal if the COVID-19 pandemic was successful to be restrained. Government subsidies is 83.1% and corporate tax deduction is 67% during the MCO running. Okay, now I want to discuss about challenge in managing companies in the current Malaysian Movement Control Order or MCO COVID-19. So this is my 3 point about challenge in managing companies during MCO. The first thing is challenge in human resource management. Human resources have been severely affected as works have to resort to resources constraints, and some workers who learn only have their wages, some who work without pay, and so on. The fate of workers is like an egg at the end of a horn. Okay, the second is restoring company's economy. Was to target the economic recovery of the company, and recovery must be complete promptly by the company manager so that the company is not to bankrupt. And the last one is impaired stock management. During the period of MCO, there were some stock that could not be renewed as the plant closed, and companies in need of stock have to stop their operation due to the lack of material to produce the product. Okay, the next is my opinions on the relationships between company management during the Malaysian Movement Control Order. So the first is Abaddon annual planning. The management of the company during MCO is very clear on the part of the company that cannot be implemented. Some plans and targets that had been planned before the MCO could not be implemented. And the number two is performing job screening before the company operates. Before company operates, the company have to screen employees before the company operates. Due to the unsatisfactory economy of the company, management needs to removing employees. This has happened because the company cannot afford it. And my last opinion is restore the company's economy immediately. Managers need to recover the company's finance as quickly as possible to keep the company stable, and company managers also need to regulate the company regularly and in controlly. So, in conclusion, it is undeniable that the management of the company was also impressed during the MCO. This has happened because they had to temporarily halt their operation for about 3 months. In view of this, many workers are forced to use the savings to pay for their commitments. For company management, they face a very difficult challenge as they need to plan carefully so that the company will not be adversely affected. Even after being able to operate, the financial position is a bit worrying because of the lack of income. Day before, in order to recover the financial management, the company had to remove some works to stabilize the company finances. However, once the company becomes stable, they will be called to work again. It is clear, however, that the impact of this MCO situation has had a hard impact of companies, entrepreneurs, and others. So, that's all for today. Thank you for listening.